Hey guys, welcome back to Boozerevooze in Black and White. I'm D'Amico. This is Bane. Today we are doing one of my new favorite beers. Yep, I said it, a new favorite. Sorry. Fulton Russian Imperial Stout. This is their worthy adversary. You got something to say?
You are a worthy adversary.
I am, actually.
Yeah. I didn't know this was your new favorite beer.
It is my new favorite.
Wow.
It's almost taking the spot of my other favorite.
Bell's Expedition Stout?
Bell's Expedition Stout. Not quite, but it's getting there. I mean, it's definitely worth a try for all of you guys. If you can find it. I don't think they have much distribution outside of Minnesota, if any. So maybe, get on one of these beer sites and try to do some trading or something like that with people from Minneapolis. You will not be disappointed.
Yeah, I just want to start with the color on this. This head is this is pretty damn tan, and pitch black. Fulton, if we haven't talked about them before, Minneapolis. I think we actually did a video on their blonde ale
and their IPA too.
We did it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. So hopefully you've seen that. But if you haven't, check that out. They're out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. Yeah, let's get into this nose.
Okay. Yeah, like you said, the head, dark chocolate, caramel, cocoa. The nose, cocoa. A little bit of coffee, almost, back in the day, when I lived at home, my mom used to drink coffee. She'd have the little Mr. Coffee maker, but she reused her coffee grounds. I don't know, for probably a week. Like Monday through Friday was the same coffee grounds.
Yeah.
And by the time, you got to Thursday, Friday, the whole kitchen smelled like coffee grounds. I mean, wet, not fresh. I mean, that's what you're smelling, that wet, damp, moist, not fresh. I don't know if you want to call it stale, wet coffee.
I would definitely call it stale, honestly. This nose really isn't impressing me. I love coffee noses, but I'm not really getting anything out of this nose other than just stale coffee.
I get coffee. I get some hints of maltiness.
Maybe a little chocolate nibs or something like that coming through.
Caramel. It smells a little sweet. Like blackstrap molasses almost, like little wafts of that.
Yeah. All right, well, let's dive into the palate. What are you thinking here?
Very viscous. This absolutely coats your entire mouth. It's heavy, full-bodied, whole milk for sure. If you're describing the body, I use the milk reference. Boy, there's a lot going on, but not all at once. It definitely changes over time.
The palate to me, it starts off very heavy. It's got a kind of a lighter medium or middle, and then finishes off heavy and long. You're getting a lot of chocolate, just a snafu of coffee. It's not overly complex. Viscous for sure, and I like the length of this palate. I mean, this is pretty damn long. But you know what? I think you screwed me up here. You totally talked this thing up. I mean, once you said, best beer, better than Bell's Expedition Stout, or close to it.
Close to it, not better.
My expectations went through the roof for this thing. You killed me on it.
I'm sorry.
It's good beer. Don't get me wrong, but I'm telling you what. Bell's Expedition Stout still number one.
I agree. But with this one, I mean, right away it coats your mouth, and then that second sip, third sip, things start to change on you. I'm getting punched in the face with chocolate, coffee, that big, massive blackstrap molasses, almost that acidic bitterness. That kind of acidic bitterness. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That acidic bite from molasses, and then that right before it gets just cloyingly sweet, it gets a little bitter. Some of you guys may know what I'm talking about. That burnt candy sugar flavor almost, and then it gets creamy, almost like half and half. That half and half that you warm up or something and put like vanilla beans in it. Like it gets very creamy, vanilla, a little more of that caramel nuance comes through.
Sure.
And then as it's going down, that bitter, the malt, the bitterness from the hops, just take over. And more of those coffee beans, that stale coffee grounds from my mom's old Mr. Coffee machine, just kind of coats and just hangs out. Seriously, it just hangs out. It's just ridiculous. I love this beer. I absolutely do. What?
I'm going to go off a little bit here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say it, and this is going to sound really weird. Bubblegum. A little bit of bubblegum in there. It's actually right in the middle when it kind of lightens up. I get almost like, kind of like candy sugar in a way, but it almost tastes just like bubblegum. It's very interesting. And I would probably say more like, almost like a Bubblicious. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like brighter, but not any of like the fruit flavored ones. Original bubblegum, just a little bright snap of it. Very slight.
And I can tell you why I'm not getting that. I didn't chew bubblegum.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, occasionally I would have gum like Bazooka Joe, but I never went and dropped my 50 cents on Bubblicious. I bought chocolate shit. Come on now.
Why not? But yeah, vanilla, caramel, chocolate, coffee. This thing is actually pretty loaded up. Definitely some good layers going on here. I don't know. Rating this thing?
Before we get to that, I think, I definitely have 3 or 4 bottles of this. I would sit in if you guys can get a hold of it for one, get a couple if you can, try one fresh out the gate, and then come back to it a year or two from then and see how things have changed. I think this one, it's already layering pretty well. It is kind of car crashing there a little bit. It just needs time to just hang out in the bottle and just meld and mix and blend and do its thing and just age. God damn, this is delicious. I will say one thing that, unofficially, the name of it is Worthy Adversary. I think that they were talking about the Surly Darkness Russian Imperial Stout, whereas this can be a worthy adversary to that one. I know, I don't know. I've never talked to the brewers. I never met these guys. I don't know what they were going after. But I would consider this for sure a worthy adversary of Surly's Darkness. That it's limited release. They do that once every October. It sells out really fast. Whatever. This is a lot more available. It's everywhere, and it's half the price, and it's like $10 for a 750 size bottle. Very, very tasty. Very, very similar. Almost. I'm talking like if Surly Darkness is a 10, it's right underneath it.
Sure.
If you're a really into beer, a real craft beer drinker, and you like to sip your Russian Imperial Stouts, those are the guys that will probably be able to tell the difference between this and a Surly in a side-by-side tasting. Otherwise, most people I don't think could.
I can tell you almost right now, I would believe that the Surly Darkness is going to be a little bit sweeter than this guy.
Mm-hmm.
This almost seems like a little bit drier Stout. And that's actually a little bit more apples to apples. You're right. They are really close. But yeah, I think this is a little bit lighter, drier than the Surly Darkness. So if you've had that, haven't had this, definitely give that a try because it's just a little bit different style.
Yeah.
Still pretty good. So rate it. What do you think?
I'm going to give this, I'll give this a 9.
That's very
I'll
nice.
give it a 9.
All right. Well, I'm not going to go as high as you, but 8.7. Fulton Brewery. I mean, I don't even think we said it. 9.5% alcohol by volume.
Oh, yeah.
Not getting any alcohol on the palate. Definitely none on the nose.
Dude, we know how to make beer in Minnesota. Holy shit.
I guess so.
This is awesome.
All right. Well, as always, peace.